Welcome back to News Now. The governor's office is praising the record-breaking arrival figures for 2014. According to a report from the Guam Visitors Bureau, the island saw nearly 8,000 more visitors last year than in 2013. PNC's Rizal Romanes has more in this report.
2014 was another record-breaking year for tourism. In the last year, 1.3 million visitors chose Guam as their destination for travel.
Again, diversification is the main reason why we've enjoyed the success that we've had.
Guam Visitors Bureau's General Manager Carl Pangilinan says for many years, the island's tourism relied heavily on the Japan market. But with their diversification efforts, the team saw growth in other markets.
When your number one market drops by double digits, you have to make up for it in other areas. And we're very proud to say that we had some amazing success in Korea. There's a ton of seat capacity thanks to our efforts in market. And with that translated into over 25% growth.
2014 was the third consecutive record-breaking year for tourism, and GVB wants to keep that trend going. GVB plans to continue improving Guam as a destination in 2015. Pangilinan says they even plan to add a taste of local to the bucket list of things to do on island.
Recently, we put on a brochure that you should come and try to eat at Linda's or eat at Lemai's Cafe. Guam could be known as the place where you can get rice at McDonald's. Just little quirky things like that really add to the repeat visitor, but also add to the first-time visitor's authentic experience.
Rizal Romanes, PNC News.
Frank Cruz has been complaining about the Nimitz Cemetery for months now. Today, he showed us that it's still the same. The cemetery is riddled with trash and debris. Cruz, who has family buried here, says it's a disgrace. He says he's brought the matter up to the Department of Parks and Recreation numerous times. He says he's even written a letter to the governor. Cruz says he's fed up and frustrated over the lack of maintenance of this public cemetery, and he doesn't buy the argument that there's no money.
It's very embarrassing, sad and embarrassment from both Mr. Bloss and the governor. And I would not say no money for an answer, because there's money. I mean, he always has this hidden agenda. Then surprisingly people, oh, okay, there's money to do other projects. But for me, this project here is never a priority. It was never, ever brought up in any meeting that the commission has at DPR.
Cruz says GovGuam always manages to find money for other projects. He believes the maintenance of the cemetery should be a priority.
The Guam Visitors Bureau is applauding Jeju Air's twice-weekly non-stop flight service between Busan, South Korea, and Guam. According to a release from GVB, an inaugural ceremony was held last Thursday, January the 8th at the Gimhae Airport in Busan. Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, GVB Deputy General Manager Nathan DeKnight, Ms. Guam Chanel Jarrett, and other GVB staff were in attendance. Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio is quoted as saying this brings them closer to their 2020 tourism goal of 2 million visitors. GVB estimates that these twice-weekly flights from Jeju Air could bring in over 18,000 additional travelers from Korea, which will help GVB to reach its goal of 375,000 Korean visitors for 2015. Jeju Air has also been offering daily flights from Seoul, Korea to Guam since 2012.
Well, you asked for it, and they're giving it. Outback is not just for dinner anymore. After 18 years on Guam, they'll be opening their doors for lunch. PNC's Rizal Romanes was invited for a sneak peek of their new lunch menu, and she's got more in this report.
Something awesome is happening at Outback.
You heard right. Guam's only Australian-themed steakhouse restaurant will be opening its doors for lunch beginning Monday.
After 18 years, we decided let's do it, let's open up. So come January 19, we'll be open at 11 o'clock for lunch.
Outback manager Selena Alicio tells PNC that they came up with new entrees for their lunch menu for tourists and locals to try out.
There were two aspects to the menu that I thought were really important. number one is to give a whole different experience from the dinner menu. So I didn't want, the things that were offered for dinner at just a smaller portion and a smaller price. I wanted a completely different variety.
The second aspect of their menus to appeal to the local taste buds. Don't worry, Outback will still be serving the classic favorites, such as the famous bloomin' onion, chicken and shrimp carbonara, and barbecue chicken flatbread. With this in mind, did the menu get a thumbs up from the Guam food guy?
Actually, it was kind of surprising. Very tasty, nice portions. I like the fresh ahi, it was grilled, seared, on the outside.
Please come in and visit us.
Fair dinkum, this is good.